Hello, welcome to IBFU. I'm Coach, and I be fed up. Today I'm going to talk about deportation. Everybody's freaking out over the deportation. They say some of the dumbest things. Mayor of Chicago, I think it was, one of those mayors, governor, whatever, said something about that um, deportation was a danger to black people. I'm not sure how that is, unless they're, from you know, a country where, they're black. They come from like Ethiopia or someplace in Africa or someplace. I really don't understand that, but uh, basically, he was saying you're endangering American citizens, which is an outright lie. And there's a couple of them talking about they're gearing up, they're ready to fight, protect their protect their citizens. Excuse me, they're not citizens. The people that's going to be deported are not citizens. I mean, they're citizens, but they're just not citizens of America or the United States. They're citizens somewhere else, and they are not supposed to be here. And I mean, I just relate that if you went, you live in New York and you went to California and you went in somebody's house that you don't know and you're in there and you don't belong there, you think they're just going to invite you to stay? I doubt it. They're going to make you leave one way or the other. You're going to leave. And, America's your home. Okay. If you're a citizen, America's your home. And people that are here illegally are people that have come into our home illegally. And we have asked them to leave. If they do not, then we are going to make sure they leave. It's not real complicated. Everybody wants everything complicated, especially the government. It's not. I remember the other day I was watching Tom Holman, and he understands it. It's simple. A lady said, "Well, if you're going to deport parents, you're going to separate them from their children." Um, his response was real simple: "And children can go with them." I mean, it is simple. It is that simple. If the parents need to be deported and they have children, the children just go with them. Uh, it's not complicated. It's very, very simple. And these people that are doing, talking about all this stuff, they say they're protecting their citizens. Well, I would like for them to explain to me how they're protecting their citizens by keeping the government from taking non-citizens who are committing crimes against American citizens that live in their city or state. And we're going to take those criminals and remove them from the country, but you want to protect them from getting deported because you're protecting your citizens. I'm sorry, that makes absolutely no sense at all. There is no rationale to that. It's just utter stupidity. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. They're trying to convince the illegals that they're protecting them, and they're protecting them. And you can say whatever they want to. They're protecting them because they want them to vote for them. They can't vote. Well, that's absolutely not true. A lot of them are voting. and they proved some of them are voting, and so um, I mean, they took some of them off the voting rolls, and then they said, well, just because they were on the voting rolls, I mean, that was a mistake, and they didn't vote. Well, if they were on the voting rolls, you can pretty much be sure that they voted. I mean, why would you get on the voting rolls if you're not going to vote? I mean, I know a lot of people do that, but it's just ludicrous. And I'd be fed up with this narrative, and they're trying to tell us that, you know, our economy is going to collapse if we don't have illegals to do jobs that Americans don't want. Well, first off, I don't believe there aren't any Americans that don't want those jobs. I don't believe there's any Americans that wouldn't want them. Uh, they're just That's just not true. They want them because they're cheaper, and that would I could understand that if they made our prices be cheaper, but it doesn't. They charge the full price, but they pay them half as much, so they make more profit, and that's just the whole bottom line. And they the biggest problem that I have is that they're breaking the law. And they say, well, what about the dreamers? Well, the dreamers, they may have been brought here as children and did not have any control over that. By the time they reached their 18th birthday, they knew, absolutely they knew, that they were here illegally. So since their 18th birthday, every day that they stay in America, they are consciously, deliberately violating the laws of the United States of America, which does not make them law abiding citizens. It makes them law breaking citizens of another country, but not here. And they do not belong here. And, I'm all for them leaving. I'd rather they just left on their own, and then they could apply to come back. But if we catch them here and we have to make them leave, they should never be able to come back. I'm Coach, and I be fed up.